One morning, David opens his eyes. An eerie silence has fallen over the world, a stark contrast to the night before. No cars, no voices. When he steps outside, he realizes he may be the only person left on Earth. He calls out, "Is anyone there?" Only his echo answers. The city has become a giant ghost town. The shock fades, and a strange sense of freedom rises in him. No school, no office, no deadlines. Zero traffic on the streets. He can ignore the lights and drive wherever he wants. Grinning, he walks into a nearby supercar showroom, sits in a Lamborghini for the first time in his life, and turns the key. The engine roars, and he tears down empty roads, shouting with joy. No speed limits, no tickets, absolute freedom. At the supermarket, he gets even bolder. No cashier, everything is free. He drifts the cart down the aisle and piles it high with chocolate, ice cream, and snacks. After shopping, he strolls through a department store, happily loading up on the clothes he wanted, a PS5, shoes, everything he ever wished for. For a few days, David is free. He does all the things he dreamed of and lives like the happiest person alive. But the thrill doesn't last. Strange signs creep in. That evening, on his way home, the familiar glow of streetlights and signals flickers and dies. With most power plants shut down, the grid begins to fail. Within hours to 2 days, lights go out across the city. Sensing real danger, David wakes early. He raids the store for boxes of batteries and lanterns, then fills extra gas cans at a service station and hauls them home. That night, even the last flickering streetlights go dark. In an instant, the world is swallowed by night. With the last lights of civilization extinguished, the reality of his solitude crashes down on him. The next morning, David decides to enjoy the moment anyway. He fires up the most expensive motorcycle at a nearby bike shop, tops off the tank, and tears off toward the horizon. He arrives at the airport. On the runway, he opens his arms and rides like a scene from a movie. He gets bored quickly, wanders into a plane, and climbs aboard. He doesn't dare fly it, so he stretches out in first class and pretends, eating an in-flight meal and soaking up the feeling of a private trip. Back home, hungry, he drinks milk and eats bread, then feels wrong. With the fridge dead, the milk had turned into its own foul chemistry experiment.
Oh my God.
The bread looked fine on the outside, but inside, green mold was throwing a party. He paces, grimaces, and finally sinks to the floor. Clutching his stomach, he staggers to a pharmacy, takes something for stomach trouble, and rests. It's a harsh lesson. In a world without power, nothing is easy. He stocks up on canned goods and long-life staples, but he knows it won't last. He'll have to be self-sufficient. He grew up in the city and knows almost nothing about farming, so he plans a trip to the library for books. The next morning, he opens a guide called Urban Survival Farming. It says, check soil pH before planting. He frowns. pH? What's that? He simply picks a corner of the yard, digs, scatters seeds from a garden shop, and waters them. Pleased with himself, he declares,
I am the last farmer of civilization.
Feeling inspired, he lashes together dozens of umbrellas from the department store to make a giant improvised greenhouse. That night, wandering the empty city, he looks up and freezes. With the city lights gone, the sky is a vast black canvas. Thousands upon thousands of stars are strewn across it, and the Milky Way spills like a river of white. He lies back on the park grass and watches, as if the galaxy were his private screen. Next morning, he turns the faucet for a wash. Nothing. Not a drop. Power's been out for a while, and the pumps that run the water system have stopped. The few bottles of water at home are already half empty. He sprints to the market for more, and gets a shock. Wait. Bottled water has an expiration date? Seriously? From now on, he'll collect rainwater and boil it. He sets up a pot over a small fire and simmers water like a careful science experiment. The following morning, he takes another look around the city. A thin mist hugs the empty streets. At a subway entrance, he stops. From the stairwell below, he hears it, a soft rushing sound, like a tiny stream. He shines a light down the steps. A shallow sheet of water pools on the platform. Farther along, groundwater seeps up between the rails. With no one left to run the pumps, the hidden system that used to clear the city's water has gone silent, and the underground is slowly giving way to nature. Above ground, everything looks the same, but below his feet, the slow takeover has already begun. After days of canned food,
Meat.
one morning he craves meat.
I want real meat.
What's left in stores is only spoiled ham and blackened sausages. He sits thinking, then it hits him.
Fishing.
He digs up an old rod and line, heads for the coast and casts into the sea. He's not sure anything will bite. Then, pop, the float vanishes beneath the surface. The pull on the line is incredible. With people gone, the ocean feels crowded with life. Fish hit the line one after another. It even seems as if one swims up to the shore, volunteering to be caught. That evening on the beach, he builds a small fire. He cleans a fish, sprinkles a little salt, and lays it over the flame. The sizzle turns into a rich, savory smell. He takes a bite and closes his eyes. Waves, firelight, and the best meal he's had in ages. But grilling a fish is the easy part. There's much more to face. Each day is a small adventure and a test of survival. He can't just keep celebrating freedom. Filling his stomach and laughing for a moment is simple, but keeping that life going will take knowledge. With no electricity and no one to ask for help, his only ally is information. David decides to study. He'll hunt down the books he needs, take notes, and try things, one by one. Farming, water purification, basic tools, even fixing a generator. He will learn, he will try, and if he fails, he will get back up. He slings a few books over his shoulder and steps out, a new, hardened determination in his eyes. In this endless world of adventure and survival, a new chapter in David's life has just begun.